Hi, I'm Mark Johnson. Hillary Marker is on assignment. In today's music news, who has beaten the Beatles' Billboard Top 100 record? And a Seattle man creates a campaign to break up Weezer? This and more right now on your music news. The extremely popular television show Glee set a new record in this week's Billboard Hot 100. With 75 song entries, Glee now exceeds the Beatles' Hot 100 record of 71 entries. This means that Glee is now number 3 for most appearances on the Hot 100, with James Brown being second and Elvis Presley still at number 1. Live Nation chairman Irvin Azoff is reportedly optimistic that there will be another Van Halen reunion tour in 2011. Produced by Live Nation, this tour would be one of the many mega-tours planned to increase ticket revenues. It's easy to see why Live Nation would like another Van Halen tour, as the band's 2008 reunion tour grossed over $93 million. New York rapper Nas is now feuding with his label Def Jam over the label's lack of support for the release of his newest album, The Lost Tapes 2. Def Jam is allegedly refusing to let the album count towards the rapper's contract and has granted Nas a measly $200,000 to promote the album. Nas sent a very harsh email to the heads of Def Jam saying he is, quote, nobody's slave, and that feuds between artists and labels are so 90s. Folk band Iron and Wine is planning to release their first studio album since 2007's The Shepherd's Dog. The band's latest album, entitled Kiss Each Other Clean, is scheduled to drop early next year. However, the album will not be released by Iron and Wine's longtime label, Sub Pop, as the band recently left Sub Pop to sign with Warner Brothers. Iron and Wine is currently on tour and will be performing in New Orleans on November 20th at the House of Blues. But for now, let's find out how everyone's favorite New Orleans rapper is doing in jail. Royal, what do you have for us today?
Wow! What it do, it's your boy Royal with the latest Wheezy Weekly. We are sad to report that things are not going well for our favorite incarcerated rapper. Last week, Lil Wayne was placed in solitary confinement after a contraband MP3 player was found in his jail cell. He is granted only 1 hour of recreational time a day and 1 phone call a week. Fortunately, he will not have to endure these conditions much longer. According to Brian Williams, rapper and CEO of Cash Money Records, Lil Wayne will be released on November 4th. Things are not all bad for Wheezy. His latest album, I Am Not a Human Being, was the #1 iTunes download on the day of its September 27th release. Yesterday, the physical album landed in stores. It is sure to be equally as successful as its digital counterpart.
The New York Times reports that Al Pacino will play infamous producer Phil Spector in a new movie for HBO Films. Playwright and director David Mamet will write and direct this film, which is currently in the pre-production stages. The film will no doubt delve into Spector's trial and incarceration for the murder of actress Lana Clarkson in 2003. As promised in last week's episode, here's Mike with the review for Guster's latest album, Easy Wonderful. Mike?
Thanks, Mark. With past albums from Guster being indie gold, the question in all fans' heads was whether or not their new studio album, Easy Wonderful, would hold true to the Guster feel. After listening to the first song, it is clear to any fan that they have not compromised their sound in the face of recent success. They have found the formula to make a good album, and their unique instrumentation still reigns true. With all of Guster's past albums, I've had to listen to them for a couple months to realize how much I really like them, so maybe that'll happen again. To wrap it all up, Easy Wonderful gets 4 out of 5 stars, because it's a great album, but it doesn't live up to the Guster legacy. Back to you, Mark.
We end on a very strange story today. A Seattle man named James Burns allegedly created a campaign to raise $10 million to pay alternative rock band Weezer to break up. A longtime hater of the band, Mr. Burns created this campaign to appeal to disillusioned Weezer fans upset with the band's newer albums. However, after reportedly receiving numerous death threats, Burns shut down the campaign in just a few days. While the campaign had managed to raise only $96 of its $10 million goal, Burns says he is not defeated. When asked about the nature of this crazy crusade, Burns responded that he did it for the laughs. This has been your music news. Thanks for watching. I'm Mark Johnson.